Have we become technology crippled, or does technology give us an advantage to focus on other things?
I really do see technology as more of an advantage than it crippling society. Definitely with any new thing, there are pros and cons to it, and people who would have much preferred things the old way. But um, overall, I think evolution is just the way of humanity. Progression is what we do, and I think technology is a reflection of that progression.
Yes and no. Granted, I grew up from an age where typewriter to electric typewriter to word processor to an actual computer to a computer that I can go to the lab for, and to a computer I have in my house, to a computer I have in my pocket, to a computer I have on my wrist. So in those advances, as long as the people using them understand them, and thank you for not understanding them because you provide me with so much work, me and so many others with so much work. But even if you don't understand it, it doesn't have to cripple you. It doesn't have to be the end of all humanity, because there's always going to be advances. But somebody probably said there's the end of humanity when we develop planes, when we develop automobiles. There's going to be people who don't want to step forward, who don't like change. That's going to happen. Now, how we deal with that, that's the true test of humanity, and that's the true test of how we go forward. Are we going to have to deal with AI? Yeah, it's already out there. The genie's out of the bottle. I do see somewhere in the near future, probably in about the next 50, 60 years, we're probably going to have to deal with AI as people, or at least we're going to be fighting. I wouldn't say robot wars amongst each other, but against them, because it's always an us against them. But they're not them, they're our children. We created them. God created us, we created them. They create something else, or they take care of us, because we're their parents and their grandparents and so on and so forth. It's an advancement of technology, and it's going to happen, no matter how you struggle against it, unless we end up killing all of ourselves for very stupid reasons. So you can either roll with the tide, step aside, or drown, but it's going to keep coming. So I suggest you learn to enjoy it and make of it what you will.
Like I said earlier, we don't have the maturity for the technology that we have.
No, we don't.
And what has to happen is we need to slow down on trying to be so technologically savvy, and start going within and becoming better human beings, so that the technology we have can do something for us, for our survival, for one thing. We're not using it correctly. We're like a little 3-year-old with a assault rifle. I saw a clip years ago. They were just messing around. Some soldiers had gotten drunk, and there was a monkey at the camp that was kind of like a pet or whatever. They were drunk, and they messed around and gave the monkey. One of them gave the monkey his rifle. Say, yeah, and they're laughing. All of a sudden, the monkey took the rifle and started, and everybody's running. You don't do stuff like that. And that's what the analogy is. That's where we are right now. We're like that monkey with the rifle. Don't know what to do.
Hey, lady, yo, bite, don't come, you gotta bite. Hey, no. Don't go,
Well, the question has to be, what are we going to use the technology for? I'm saying that to say, just as an educator, okay, one of the things that I was getting an evaluation, and you know, come on, I was a cow that was pretty close to being put out to pasture anyway, let's be real. One of the evaluations I got was, I was at Northwestern and the principal said something about my use of technology. Because I wasn't using the whiteboards and these screens and all these other type of things. And I was asking, what does that have to do with anything? See, he's looking at the bells and whistles. He didn't come up with the right. Technology is only as important as what it's used for. A friend of mine told me, he said, Woods, he said, the kids have all these spell checks and stuff in their phones and they're still sending stuff with misspelled words. If the technology is available and you don't use it, do you understand what I'm saying? What is the point if you have these resources? And then is quote unquote technology always a good thing? One of the reasons why they want to so depend upon cell phones, so depend upon Wikipedia and their sites and everything for information, because once something's in a book, it's going to be in that book as long as that book exists. On the internet, stuff on the internet can be scrubbed instantly if it contains some information which is disfavorable to the powers that be. There was a guy that developed, trying to think, there's Wikipedia. What's some other source you look stuff up? I'm trying to think of another search engine. There's Google, Wikipedia. I'm trying to think. I can't remember exactly which one, but he said that he acted like he didn't know what he was part of. He and another guy invented this search engine. And he said that he was disappointed because the information is reliably has an establishment point of view. In other words, whatever the powers that be corporation, all technology is going to be like that. So I'm saying that to say, I'll give an example of a downside of the internet, for instance. Kanye West was poisoned, right? Mm-hmm. And the gentleman that poisoned him was it was on the website. It was on the guy named Harvey Pasternak. It was his trainer. He was also a trainer to his wife, Kim Kardashian. But he's also Canadian military intelligence, which means he had a connection with United States military intelligence. And he threatened Kanye like he would do it again or something, put something in something he drank or whatever. You know, he said playtime will never be the same. He told him that. Because that's after Kanye made the comment about, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on Jews or something like that. He made some comment, and then Harvey Pasternak was obviously representing the power structure, was threatening to retaliate against him. Well, do you know, not too long after Kanye exposed Harvey Pasternak as threatening him, and Kanye actually said, this guy is part of the Canadian, which means he works for the United States government. Canadian intelligence, you know what I'm saying? They all work together. The Five Eyes, right? After that, the information about Harvey Pasternak being an intelligence agent of the Canadian government was scrubbed from the website. So they're able to put information on that they want, eliminate information they don't want you to see. So it's not always, from my standpoint, trustworthy. Now, getting back to me and my class, I presented that guy with the article refuting what he was saying about, you know, it's not technology, it's what it's used for. To what is it going to be used? Because that in and of itself is not necessarily a good thing. Because people, don't they use the same technology? Don't predators use it to recruit children? To do acts of pedophilia and other heinous crimes? And so a lot of the stuff is not being used for good purposes. I mean, and the powers that be, they don't have a problem with you. If I go online and make a video threatening Toussaint, man, I'll F you up and this and that, and use the N-word a bunch of times, that and third. But then they'll keep you from going on and say something conscious. When black people go on there and do something constructive or productive, yeah, look at Facebook. In the wake of these police-involved shootings, my sister got on Facebook and said, who are the mothers of these officers?